Hello everybody, I hope you're all doing well and you are enjoying the goodness of God in this land of the living. I would want to share with you today on the topic, troubled waters. Troubled waters. And when I say troubled waters, what do I mean by troubled waters? It is simply the difficult situation or times that we face in our lives. And in times like this, what do we do? Who do we go to? Who do we run to? Who do we speak to? Who do we share this moment with? I believe from my heart of hearts that in times like this, when we are in trouble, when we are facing difficult times, when we are confused about whatever we are going through, we should run to God. The best person we should speak to is God, because He would give us the right knowledge, wisdom, and guide us as to what to do, as to the best person or the right people that we should speak to in times like this. And once we speak to God, once we ask Him for that wisdom and knowledge, we overcome that trouble, or we come out of that difficult situation because we've spoken to the right person and He's given us the right advice and the right understanding as to whatever we are going through. And we sail through it easily at the end of the day. But once we try to speak to people, to run to people first before seeking God's wisdom and knowledge, things don't work out well for us. Or sometimes even the trouble or the pain that we are going through all in add up. It all in amounts to nothing when we speak to people before speaking to God or running to God in times of trouble. I just want to encourage us today that when we are in trouble, when we are facing difficult moments in life, the best person to speak to is God. The best person you have to run to is God first. Put God first. It is in His word that we should seek Him first, the kingdom of God, and all other things would be added. So in as much as we are seeking first His kingdom, it is important whatever we face, whatever we go through, we seek Him first. We go to Him. We seek for advice. We seek for knowledge. We seek for wisdom to sail us through whatever we are going through, because it is only in that way that God will give us the ability and the strength to go through whatever we are going through, and also to speak to the right people at that particular time of our lives. So please, when you are in trouble, don't think you need to speak to people first. You need to run to people and then tell them, I'm going through this. Sometimes, yes, people, they would cry with you. They'll wrap their shoulders around you, and sometimes they would give you help, but sometimes that help may not specifically be that help that you need at that time. But once we speak to God and we run to Him first, when we are in those troubles, He leads us to the right people that we can talk to, the right people that we can share those moments with, that at the end of the day, we come out of those situations knowing that indeed God had listened to us and He's given us the wisdom and the knowledge. Don't go before God trying to speak to people about your worries, trying to speak to people about your difficult situation or your difficult moments or your hard times that you are going through. Speak to God first. Run to God, because you never know. You don't know the heart of man. Whoever you are speaking to, whoever you are talking to, may also have someone that he or she talks to when he or she is in trouble. So at the end of the day, you talking to that person is just going to leave that person also running to other people to talk to them about your trouble or about your problem. And sometimes if you're not careful, they don't even do anything about it, because it's not that it's their fault, but they don't have the answers, or they don't have the ability or the wisdom to help you in that situation or in that difficult moment that you are facing. So they end up only mocking at you or laughing at you. After you'll be surprised what people do. You go, you share, and sometimes these people you are talking to are people who really mean so much to you. They are people you think would understand you or would understand whatever you are going through, or would share your moments of troubles with you in the right way. But they end up just laughing at you and mocking at you. And sometimes they add up stories to whatever you tell them, and they go around spreading it around, which is not right. But God is not going to run to anybody else and to share your problems or whatever you share with him, to anybody. He's going to help you come out of that trouble in a good way, in the right way. Because he's the only God. He's no man that he would run to anybody and say, oh, yesterday so and so came to me and said he did this, she did this, and now she or he is going through this and is becoming difficult, or now he or she is going through. No, he listens. He will give you the wisdom and he will give you the knowledge to go through whatever you are going through, and he would help you through it. Oh, God in this life didn't say, oh, we are coming to enjoy this life without any sorrows or without any troubles. They would come. But once we speak to him, once we run to him, once we put him as the first point of contact or as the first point of call when we are in trouble or when things are not going the way we think they should go, he will listen to us and he would guide us. And please, when you are going through hard times, God is the right person. Run to him first. He's the person who sees you when you cry. Sometimes those tears, nobody else sees it. No one else sees those tears that you sleep in bed, you cover up yourself, you close the door, and you are crying because it's just become too much. That situation is just overwhelming that you can't carry it anymore. It's become a burden that you can't carry anymore. God says we should cast all our cares upon him, and he will, he would help us. He will lift all those heavy burdens upon us. Please speak to God, run to God. He would help you out of that situation by giving you the wisdom, by giving you knowledge. A few days ago, I was talking to a very good friend of mine. We were just sharing it was just a normal women conversation. And she said, Bless, what I always do when I'm in trouble or when I need God's help is I just ask him for wisdom. I just ask him for knowledge. And I think that is the best thing, because it is only with God's wisdom and understanding, that you can have the ability to understand certain things. And those things could be the difficult situations that you are going through. Probably you have to go through that for something better to come into your life. So with wisdom from God, you wouldn't know that whatever you are going through, it's part of, it's part of your goodness, or it's part of the journey that God is helping you, leading you to your right place in life. But once you see God's wisdom and knowledge, you are able to understand that, okay, I know this is also something that God will take me from, or will take me out. And he will give you the right understanding that and the right wisdom, so you are able to connect with the right people at that time. You would connect with the right people who would get to understand you at that difficult moment or that difficult situation that you are going through. And those right people will lead you the right way, or they'll speak with you the right way. Because in our difficult times and when we are facing hard times, we become vulnerable to people. We become vulnerable to a lot of things that could take us for granted because we are in a difficult situation or we are facing a hard time in life. But with God, all things are possible, and he will listen to you. Come to him and he will listen to you. He will direct you and he will give you that best wisdom and understanding and lead you to the right people. Stop running to people and talking to people when you are in trouble, instead of speaking to God and seeking for wisdom and knowledge. He will lead you and he will guide you. So I'm encouraging us today. Please remember, when you are troubled, in your troubled times, in your hard decisions, or when you are confused to make any plans, anything, cast all your burdens upon him. He didn't say some. He said cast everything, anything, the things that you cannot even speak out. Just speak to God, run to God with them, and he will lead you the right way. He will guide you to the right people, the appropriate people, and you would be blessed. Thanks for watching, and please do not hesitate to like, comment, or share Yayra-Encourage on YouTube and on Instagram. God richly bless you. Thanks for watching. Bye.